Hi, I'm Toni Swinehart. We are here with MCP's Full Court Press, brought to you by Shelby State Bank and House of Flavors Incorporated. Today we are talking with Travis O'Hara, who coaches 7th and 8th grade boys baseball for Mason County Central. He also coaches 5th grade girls basketball for Mason County Central. And then he has also coached Little League Soccer also for Scottville. Hello, Travis. Thank you for being with us today. I appreciate your time.
Hey, Toni, how are you?
I'm good. So let's get a little bit of information about you, how you became to start coaching both boys and girls sports, and also how you ended up in Scottville, and a little bit about yourself.
Well, originally I'm from the West Coast. I was born and raised in like the Los Angeles area, and in my middle school years, our family transplanted to Seattle, and that's where I had been when I met my wife, which was in 2005. I'm sorry, in 2006 I met my wife, and my wife is Erin, formerly known as Erin Sutton. And she's from the Ludington area, born and raised, and she made her way out west to follow her sister and kind of get a fresh perspective. And we met, we married, we had babies, and we lived out there for about 10 years. And then we moved here in, I believe, October of 2016. So
Wow.
That's how I got to Scottville. Actually, well, I got to Scottville because when we moved here, we were living in Ludington, and we just found a house in Free Soil, and this was the closest school that the bus would pick our kids up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
Yes, because it is now a school of choice.
It is, yeah. And when we moved out here, our kids were in Ludington, and so we were making that drive every day to and from, and just kind of got a little overwhelming. So when we figured out where we were going to go to school, we made sure that busing was an option.
Right. So how did you get into coaching?
Well, I've always been in athletics, but when I met my wife, I was coaching Little League baseball in the town that I was living in at that time. And when we got married and started having kids, I'd kind of paused because I wanted to make sure that I still had the itch when my kids were old enough to participate. And so I took a little bit of a hiatus, but as my kids started getting into sports, I have a 6th grade daughter and a 5th grade daughter that really started to pick up basketball once we moved out here. So that's when I got back into it.
Wonderful. Now, I know that you have coached both of your girls, correct, in the girls basketball.
Good.
Right?
No, I haven't coached Lucy. Yeah, she's actually coached by Anna Peterson, but.
Oh, that's right, because she's the 6th grade. But you've been coaching Keely since she was little, and you've been coming up with those girls since they were in 3rd grade, right?
4th grade is when I started.
4th grade.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I coached with Travis Altman when my daughter was in 4th grade, and Travis Altman stayed back and coached with his daughter as she was a grade younger than my daughter. So then I followed my daughter.
Okay. So what brought you to decide to do baseball again with the 7th and 8th grade boys?
Well, baseball is my passion when it comes to the sports world. So any opportunity I have to either play or coach, I want to be able to participate as much as my family will allow me. But actually, I had met Chris Carr, who is the varsity coach at Scottville, and through an interaction that we had, he had pressed me to maybe try coaching for him, and so I took up the opportunity, and this would be my 2nd year with the 7th and 8th grade program. Unfortunately, it's been cut short because of the current crisis, but
Right.
Yeah, it's a real bummer.
So one thing that you have done, because my son does the baseball and my daughter does basketball, is
Yep.
you have been doing the Facebook Live, the workouts via Facebook Live and posting those. And I think that's a great tool.
Yeah.
Both of my kids, I've been encouraging them to get out there, and they've been doing that. So tell me a little bit about why you decided to do that.
First off, what I would say is that we have a community that is very, very team-minded, and there's a lot of parents that are that go above and beyond, making sure that not only their kid is getting opportunities, but all the kids around them that are associated with their kids are having opportunities as well. And so as we started this baseball season, I had a dad of one of our players, Bob Sanders. He decided to take on the conditioning for our baseball team, and through our conversations and just the successes that we were seeing with our kids, we realized that just involvement with them, participating alongside, is a much better motivator than just being someone that's barking commands. And so for several weeks, yeah, I'm sure Carter can attest to this. For several weeks, we put these boys through the ringer. But when the closures started to happen, and the information from the sporting agencies at the state level and the school systems, they started to really make sure that contact was limited, and that we weren't using these opportunities to continue to gather and conduct these practices, which, I can understand, not having large groups of people around. But anyways, we started creating just workouts that we were sending to kids individually or through some of the different technology platforms. And, it's not that we were looking for accountability so much, but it's not as exciting to just stare at a screen or look at a list and by yourself when you're so accustomed to working out with your friends and or your teens and stuff. So just through some conversations, I just said, my kids need to work out. I need to work out. Hey, let's use the opportunities that we have in front of us and take advantage of it. And we've done a couple of them, and I had to take a little bit of time off just due to some commitments around my house, but we'll continue those, probably here in the next few days. So
yes, because they did finalize the plan also for the schoolwork side of it as well.
Yeah.
So and that's, it's hard. This whole thing has been hard, I think, on everybody, as far as, it's easier for kids to get outside because they are becoming bored. And something like having a workout to follow or some kind of motivation. Kaya really enjoyed watching you and Keely and Lucy doing the dribbling skills and stuff. And it was something that motivated her,
Yeah.
And Carter seeing some of the other kids, because I was having him watch it with me as well, it also motivated him. Now he's been outside a lot more, but he doesn't go out when it gets too warm because he's the sweatshirt kid. But he, I think it's a wonderful opportunity to be able to connect with these kids and keep them motivated with all of the uncertainty. When this first started, the school was only closed through April 6th, and now that we no longer have spring sports, is it a possibility that they will have baseball yet this summer if everything opens back up?
I don't know. I mean, I think the answer is, if we're just being honest, everyone is in the same boat. No one has any authority really to make those decisions. So, everyone's optimistic, right? as soon as the curtain is lifted, we, are going to hope to resume as much as we can. But up until those points, we just have to kind of make do. And I'll say this, I really want to attest to the community that Mason County Central has as far as the sports world, and I understand that not every kid plays sports, and so there's probably a lot of people
Right.
that just don't have the same experiences that I'm talking or attesting to. But for the ones that do, there are so many committed and passionate coaches and adults and
Yes.
parents and students and former players that really want to make sure that these kids are prepared and not going to come into this with no understanding, or no practice or no betterment of themselves. And so that's what's been really stand out for me to watch, and I see it through Facebook. I see it through some of the text message threads that some of us coaches are on. I'm seeing it through some of the different sport management portals that are out there that some of the teams are using. There's just a constant amount of contact and chatter and just opportunity. And, kind of going back to what you had said earlier, or the question that you'd posed about the Facebook Live workouts is, I live on a fairly sizable chunk of land. And so my kids have plenty of places to run and explore and roam. But not everybody has that. Some people have postage stamp yards, or they live in apartments.
Yeah.
And so getting out isn't as easy as just opening the door and going, and
Right.
so that was one of the other reasons for the Facebook workouts, is that, hey, just give yourself 5 feet, 7 feet, whatever you got, and let's put together something that's going to engage you in a physical way. So
Yeah. Yes, it's very, we have a lot of land as well, but we also live right on a highway, which is US 10.
yeah,
And it's hard to get the kids. We have a basketball hoop in our driveway, but it's gone across the road, and
yeah,
we can't chase it because there's a
yeah,
lot of traffic some days. Now, with the current crisis and what has been going on, there hasn't been as much traffic. So that's a little bit more peaceful. But
sure,
like you said, even the 5 to 7 feet, like people could do it inside their house, inside their rooms. Just a little bit of space, works for everybody. So that's another thing that I really liked
yeah.
about the Facebook Live post too, is that it's, available for everybody to be able to utilize. So one last question is, once we do get the curtain lifted, even if there isn't a baseball season yet this year, going into the fall season, will you still be coaching the 6th grade? Well, it will be the 6th grade girls next year, correct? If it's your daughter?
Yeah.
Oh,
She'll
good.
be in 6th grade. So it's my understanding that um, the basketball scene in this area is not as I guess organized and or as large as maybe the Weddington soccer program is. And so I believe rec ends in 6th grade. So this will be the last year for um, girls to participate at the rec level for basketball. And I'll definitely be part of that with my daughter Keely. But we also do we call it a travel league.
Yes.
But we put together a team of girls that want to commit a little bit farther, and we travel down to Muskegon area and or up into the Traverse City area. So yeah, we plan to hit that hard.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
it'll be probably a nice distraction.
Yeah.
Hopefully everything will be back to normal a little bit by then, and we'll
Yeah.
all be a little bit in the swing of things by the time fall comes around. I want to thank you again so much, Travis, for doing this and
Yeah.
talking with us today and giving us
Yeah.
a little bit of insight. So good luck in the
Well,
future.
I appreciate you reaching out. I'm not I wasn't doing any of that stuff, or I don't coach for any of the accolades, but it isn't a test. This conversation that you and I are having is a testament to the commitment that our program at Mason County Central has. So
Yeah.
any of you people that are in the Ludington area, you guys are welcome to come on over.
Yeah. Well, and
Maybe
one
use
thing
this
that
as a recruiting pitch, huh?
right? Well, and one thing that your wife did say, it was really adorable. I was talking to her about your coaching and how much Carter really looks up to you and really likes you. And she said, yeah, as a coach, he just gets it. And it was just
Yeah.
really nice to see that you together as a support system and a support in doing the travel basketball and seeing you there too. It's a wonderful type of thing. And like you said, it's the community, and we just love everybody, and we want everybody to be involved. And it's good that we have passionate parents and kids. So.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, do me a favor. Find out how good I am at the husband role, huh?
Okay.
Next time you see her.
Yeah, I will. Next time I see her. Okay. Thanks again. And for more news, go to www.MasonCountyPress.com. Thanks, Travis.